So, we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I know you had tuned in for a few moments yesterday, so you
I
got a
did.
little.
You cracking me up, let me tell you. I couldn't agree more with what you said about Laura Linney, though. Didn't find her super sexy either. So as a female, I agree with you.
Yeah, and some folks were saying, "Oh, that isn't nice." Bah, 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 bah. I was saying like the character. You know what I mean?
Wait,
We're
the character,
deep
she's
theatrical
a beautiful
folks.
actress.
I was
She's
looking
a
at the.
beautiful
I
and
was talking
talented
about the
actress, but I
character
think you hit the
development.
nail on the head when you said that they didn't dress her in very appealing or attractive clothing.
Yeah, like as much as what's her name, the attorney,
Helen.
Helen. As
Hmm.
much as Helen was, her true sexuality was unclear throughout the whole thing. Um,
Hmm.
they actually dressed her sexier than Laura Linney. She had like these sweeping pants with these belts and
Yeah,
high waisted and
okay.
stuff. And like, why are they dressing her sexy when she's Cruella Deville? And this one is supposed to be the sympathetic female heroine, and they're dressing her with the mom jeans.
I think that Helen needed a little bit more help than Laura Linney did, to be honest. So maybe that's why they focused a little bit of their costume attention on her.
Got it.
Who knows?
Got it. You see, I don't only want to focus in on the drug dealing and the money laundering and the brain splattering. We also have to get down to the nitty gritty on costume design, set
Yeah.
theatrics.
Why
I,
not? Right?
frankly, in Ozark, I think the lighting director was horrible. I mean, I know it's like a dark film, but
Hmm.
there are times when I'm like turning up the brightness on my TV, and it's not my brightness. It's the scenes. They shoot them very darkened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very interesting. I didn't feel the same way as you on that. I really liked it. I thought it just tied the whole show together. Are you sure it's not your TV?
No, I'm sure it's not my
Are
TV. I'm
you
saying like
sure?
there was a starkness in the lighting because when there would be
Okay.
these family meetings in the living room, it was like dim, but it was daytime, and then they would walk out in the driveway, boom, and it was bright, and the ocean and the lake was there, and the SUV was pulling up. It was like I don't know, maybe
I
the
think they
lighting.
did that on purpose. I liked it. I thought again it tied the whole mood together, the whole somber mood of the show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that. But what happens now? Because you got me hooked on Ozark. I was up, then I was down, then I went up again. I liked the ending of season 3. We don't want to do any, spoiler alerts. But now, is there more coming? How long do I have to
So
wait? Can I buy them
I
on demand?
I did read there will be an Ozark season 4. We don't know when that is. It had been almost a year since Ozark, or between Ozark season 2 and season 3, which was very annoying because I forgot a lot of stuff. And I actually had to go back and watch the last episode of season 2. So if it's anything like, last time, it's going to be a while, unfortunately.
All right. I know me and you are going to talk about Money Heist in a little bit, but I don't know if you heard what I was talking about before, and I mentioned this to you maybe in the past, but I watched Better Call Saul before
Yes,
I watched Breaking Bad,
right.
right? So from what I heard, that was like backwards. You're supposed to have watched Breaking Bad, and then the prequel comes out.
Mhm.
But then I thought I got caught up on everything, and then I saw someone yesterday put on social media that the last episode of Better Call Saul was unbelievable. So are there episodes now that are new that I haven't seen? I thought it was over.
So I don't actually follow that show anymore. I kind of stopped after season 2. I wasn't a big fan, so I can't really help you there, unfortunately. You should ask Frank. I think Frank likes that show.
Yeah, well, he was the one that kind of told me about it, but
Oh, so
um,
then yeah, there you go. No, I know he likes it, but I didn't really like it as much as I liked Breaking Bad. So I kind of fell off on season 2.
all right. So we're gonna get to Money Heist, but before we get to haggling about that one, what else is hot out there? What do people need to know? What have you been watching? What's give us the
Well,
bullshit.
okay. So I don't know if you had a chance to see Saturday Night Live this past Saturday, but it was the first episode back after this whole quarantine. And while it wasn't live, it was virtual from the cast members' homes. And I think it just gave us comfort and knowing that they're in the same position as us. And Tom Hanks was the host. And while I love him, he wasn't super funny, unfortunately. They did a skit about Zoom, which I found to be very funny. Zoom, the technology that everybody's using now. I thought that was super accurate and super funny. But yeah, the undertone was, I don't know if it's correct in comparing it to the episode after 9/11, but it was sort of similar. It just was kind of somber, and I guess nobody was really sure what they should be joking about, so it didn't really make that much sense. But nevertheless, it was nice to watch. Saturday night also, there was a Saturday night Seder. So that was online, and that was to raise money for the coronavirus relief fund. And celebrities actually raised over $2 million. So if you missed that, you can go to SaturdayNightSeder.com and you can see the whole thing. It was led by Jason Alexander, lots of different celebrities, Josh Groban sang, and it was just a really wonderful thing to watch. What else, John? Oh, celebrity criminals are using the coronavirus to try to get out of prison early, which is so crazy. Tekashi 69, the rapper, actually was released early because he apparently has asthma. So anyone with pre-existing conditions has a better chance of getting out. So I'm guessing Harvey Weinstein has a pretty good chance of getting released. R. Kelly is trying to get out. I don't know what he's going to say. Bill Cosby is trying to get out. So it's pretty interesting what these lawyers are saying to kind of help them, finish their sentence out at home.
So wait, this is celebrity criminals, attorneys talking about why their celebrity criminals should be allowed to serve their sentence from home.
Yes. And again, they're using just pre-existing conditions. So Tekashi 69, he was a rapper turned snitch. I don't know if you know about him, but apparently he had really bad asthma and he was at like a private prison in Queens or something, but they just let him out to serve the rest of his sentence at home because of his asthma, because they didn't want him to die from coronavirus. So
yeah, I mean, it seems like, if nothing else, Harvey Weinstein has like 9.5 lives.
I know. I know. Nobody wants him out, but
Yeah.
he would be probably like a really good candidate to leave just because he has a heart condition and God knows what else. But he's really old. Not sure what's going to happen there though. I guess we'll have to see.
So yeah, my money would be on they're going to come out with some kind of stuff that, he's really sick, really ill, he's got 12 months to live, or some crap like that. Now, I have a feeling that all the contacts he's got, all the dirt he's got on people, they're going to figure out some way. He's going to get an ankle bracelet, an arm guard, he's going to have security in his house.
So agree with you on that, and I think it's going to upset a lot of people. But unfortunately, I totally agree with you.
Yeah, and oddly enough, I know you don't get political over at the Red Carpet Rendezvous podcast, but politically speaking, the Me Too movement did some serious damage to the Hollywood establishment by taking down Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby, both of them with, 20, most of them with like 20-year-old plus claims of sexual harassment. So they really went back and got them. And now,
totally. I agree. It's been tough for Hollywood this year with everything, and even the last year. But I think it's really difficult. I think a lot of us sort of we watch the news on the trials, and it's hard. You have a lot of respect for these women that came forward after a while because a part of them was just nervous. They want to be actresses. They want to do this and that, and they thought that if they came forward that they wouldn't have a career. And I think a lot of us can sympathize with them.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know how to dissect it myself. I don't like to get into too deeply on that Me Too movement because it's just, there's so much, especially in the Hollywood game. What's her name? Kathy Bates came out and said, when I was, 20, 30 years ago, when I was going to a casting director or a director's home, I knew to audition for a part, I knew what I was getting called there for. Kathy Bates said that. You know what I mean? So, doesn't make it right. But
they have different situations, and we weren't there, so we don't really know. But look, Kathy Bates is right. I totally agree with her on that as well. But again, everybody has their own situation, so we don't actually know what happened, right?
Yep, no doubt about that. So let's get to the show du jour.
Yes.
which is you recommended last week that you were hearing a little buzzing around about Money Heist.
Yes.
so
So Money Heist, I started. It's on Netflix. There are 3 seasons or 4 seasons. I'm not sure because I'm only on season 1. But I'm on episode 5 right now. And so I put it on after hearing all this stuff about it, how amazing it was. Put it on, and I see that it's a Spanish show and it's dubbed. And I was like, womp womp. I really was unimpressed at first. I was like, this is very annoying to watch. But then I want to say, after about 20 minutes, I was okay with it. It kind of got me hooked. I was cool with it. And now I don't notice it as much. I don't know if you notice it, but it's not as bad to me. I will say it took me about 3 episodes to really, really get into it. So now that I'm halfway through, I'm hooked and I'm going to keep watching it.
okay, so I'm with you. At first, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? It reminds me of, sometimes on Liquid Lunch, we have these delays in the broadcast, and my lips are moving, and the words are coming out like a second or 2 delayed. And I thought like my TV was jerking around with me or something. You know what I mean? And then I think you told me in a text to be careful because it's dubbed. And then I realized, oh, this is what's happening. Now I get what's happening. And you're right. Once sometimes I watched like all the Narcos like a couple of years ago, like the Narcos and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're all, and Gomorrah. I watched all the Gomorrahs. I don't know if you saw Gomorrah.
I didn't see that one.
You didn't?
No, I didn't. Should I?
Oh, you gotta go to Gomorrah. And start from the beginning. But
all right, I'm taking notes.
Gomorrah and Narcos, they're all dubbed. You know what I'm saying? They're all the Escobar flicks and everything. They're all dubbed, right? And I think you're more engaged watching because you can't really take your eye off the screen and text. If you're really into it, you're reading along, you're processing what's happening. You know. So I wouldn't mind if they closed captioned Money Heist.
That's exactly what I said. I said, I think I would rather them have subtitles than watch their mouths move as the words are continuing on. But but again, it doesn't bother me as much anymore. But I think you are further than me in Money Heist right now.
I am a little further than you, and I agree with you that, if the first few episodes you got to get adjusted. And then I'm thinking in my head that, well, wait. I don't know if I believe the voice that I'm hearing as this actor because he's not delivering it with the same authenticity that the other guy did it in Spanish. Right?
I know. In my head, I'm thinking about like a casting call that they put out. Like, we need the voices for X, Y, Z. And I'm like, how would they describe these characters?
Yeah, we need the professor's voice. Come on down, right? And I speak Spanish fairly okay. So then I'm kind of looking at the lips and trying to read exactly what they said and how they're translated into this, because there's certain American curse words that don't translate perfect. So I like to see what they're actually saying when they use MFer. You know what I mean?
Totally. It's distracting, but, at this point, I'm over it. So I'm going to keep watching it. And I enjoy it. It's really good. So I see what the hype is about at this point at episode 5.
But is it hype? Is there hype?
Yeah, there is hype. I mean, I was told by like 4 different people to watch it. So, but you know what? I guess it's also under the radar just because they don't market it as much as the other shows. You don't see a lot of articles on, the Hollywood Reporter or Variety on Money Heist as you would Ozark. So I guess it is a little under the radar.
Yeah, but for some reason, when you go into, well, I know once you start watching it a little bit, then it's always on the top of your recently watched, but even when you go into like a random search, when you enter on a new, they have it in like the top favorites there, Money Heist.
Yeah,
so other
it's like number 4 or 5 right now.
It's
like the number 4 thing that's watched in the U.S. or something like that.
Where is that rating, Lauren?
It's at like it's usually underneath like whatever it's previewing at Netflix. I'm like a Netflix Pro over here. It's kind of embarrassing, but no, it's right on the home screen.
So when you go on the home screen, there's a little number displayed there that tells you what rank it is?
No, it's like a top 10. It'll be like Tiger King's number one. Number two is Ozark. Number three is whatever. Like it'll give you what people are watching.
You kidding me?
Pay attention this time. You'll notice it.
Hold on. I'm putting on my TV right now. I want to see
Okay.
this. I want to
Go
see
for it.
this. Because
Yeah.
I want to go, I want to find something that's not in the most watched. Like I want to
Okay.
dig a little deeper in to something that's not getting the extra cool play from being in the top watched. So I
Okay.
want to see if I could tell where the best of the best. Okay, so I just put on Netflix. I
Yes. So it's just home.
go into home.
Mm-hmm.
When I go into home, I see Wild Wild Country. Oh, and then it says, continue watching for John. No. Find your next show. I have on there. Trending
I don't
now.
know.
Trending
See,
now.
everybody.
Okay. Trending now.
Yes.
And you got El Camino, Molly's Game, All American. I don't know what that is.
Yep.
Angel Has Fallen, Mad Men, No Pain, The
So this is
Originals.
not what I mean. This is not what I mean. You're like scrolling through. It should just be like a top 10. I know that other people watching know what I'm talking about. But again, I think maybe like everybody's Netflix is set up differently. I'm not sure. I'm going to send you the
I think my
screenshot.
brother Todd came here and set up my Netflix for me. I'm so technically uninclined that my brother has to come over here almost to change the channel for me.
Wait, you kill me.
I fell asleep on the remote the other night, right? And when I woke up, my TV had just a little wheel spinning in the middle of it, like the little thing turning. And I was
Yeah.
clicking like Netflix, Amazon Prime. I was clicking everything on the thing, and I shut it off. I did
Yeah.
I did the dummy, the first immediate dummy proof. I unplugged the TV, plugged it back in, right?
Yeah.
Reset, and I'm keep seeing this thing factory reset, and I'm like, no. I know I don't want to do that. That's gonna be a
Oh my
major
gosh.
problem. And then finally, I just called my brother and I said, put on your gloves and your mask
Yeah.
and come over to my
Get
house
over
for a few
here because
minutes.
this is important. The
Because
TV is the most important thing right
my
now.
TV's dead. Exactly.
But really. But if you do want a movie to watch, one you just mentioned, Angel Has Fallen, is very, very, very entertaining. Gerard Butler, I mean, all of his movies are not highly rated by the critics, obviously, but they're always entertaining. So I would suggest watching that one. I know that you'll like that one.
Okay, so how many episodes into Money Heist are you?
I'm 5.
5. Okay.
Yes.
I'm past you because I started season 2 last night. But
Oh, okay.
oh yeah, I got on a little bingification, and
Okay.
and I went at it. But so let's do. I know we said we're gonna, rate, 1 to 3, but being we both are at 5,
Yes.
what would you say on the red carpet rendezvous meter? Money Heist is from a 1 to 10. Is it worth investing some time to go past episode 5?
So it is, but it's also a tough question because if everybody is caught up on everything that's come out, I would say yes, watch Money Heist right now. It's worth your time. It's great. But if there are other shows that you haven't watched or you're not caught up on, like again, we've been talking about Sopranos so much, or Sons of Anarchy, or Breaking Bad even, I would say watch those before Money Heist. But with that being said, I guess I would give Money Heist like a 6.5 rating, maybe 1 to 10, just in general so far. But
All right, well, how
I
about
could change my mind.
I would say your prognostication was right on the money. That there are
Okay.
other things that I watched all of that are better than
Mm-hmm.
money. And if you got through 5 and you like it, you know the premise, you understand it, maybe a good
Right.
time to take a break and start something else new. Take a little taste of that one. And then if
Right.
you like getting overload from binge watching that, then go catch up on the rest of season 1 on Money Heist. And you, instead of being, sickened by watching the same storyline, then you can come back and say, okay, where were we? You know?
100%, yes.
Well, that's why you're an expert in entertainment. You know what I mean? And I'm just merely a student.
No. This is so fun for me, though. I love comparing notes like this. I'm going to keep going, and then we can compare notes next week as well.
I could tell you this. We were talking about, Laura Linney's character having a lack of sex appeal.
Hmm.
There is no lack of sex appeal in Money Heist.
No, none. They are very, very sexy.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not saying it's like pornographic, like there's a lot of like actual like crude sex in it, but the
Oh no,
Spanish, it's like a Spanish novella in a way that there is, a lot of expressions of sexuality in it, which, keep it spicy.
yes, 100%. They are not ashamed of their sexuality, and it shows. So that's an entertaining aspect of the show, I will say.
Yeah, and I would say almost every female that has some kind of lead in that has been more than a few times pictured in her undies and otherwise, and it doesn't. It looks
Yeah.
like part of the process to get the role was you had to be in a Zumba class for at least 5 years before you came in because they're all in
No,
amazing shape.
I will say they are also unconventionally beautiful, if that makes sense. They're not the picture of, I don't know, Giselle or Kate Upton. They're very unique. They're uniquely unconventionally beautiful. So
I'm with
that also
you, and you
is
know
kind
what? I hate to tell you, but one theory on women that are extremely television appealing
of, mhm.
is like the perfect Barbie doll 10 doesn't always score as the most viewable to men. You know what I'm saying? And the
Okay.
women that have, some fatal flaw to being the perfect 10 make
Hmm.
men feel like, well, she's more gettable. She's more like me. And
Yeah.
all those women, I'm with you. None of them are like the perfect one. And they all have like something that doesn't make them the perfect one, but they play the
Right.
roles very sexy.
I 100% get it. You feel like you have a shot almost with them. You can watch them because you might have a chance, right? You might have a chance. You never know.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of guys sitting at home wishing they could have a chance with anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's
At this point, yeah, I'm sure all the single men out there really miss like the touch of a woman at this point.
yeah. I would imagine that there's a lot of reciprocity out there with women. So you never know. There
Hmm.
may be a great mating craze after this quarantine is over, Lauren.
Yeah, quarantine babies, right?
Oh man, I don't know about
Yeah.
that. I mean, there can't be any quarantine babies. You can't even get near a person.
I mean, but if you're married or you live with somebody, there could definitely be.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
So let's wait and see.
I had Dr. Dean Hart, who was on a little while ago, and he's a virologist and a biologist, all that good stuff. Um,
Yeah.
but he's also, doing classes in bioethics, and he was saying that, as much as there's all this, reason to be in the house, it's
Mhm.
actually has longer term effects because some of these, marital relationships are not in a place where they're equipped to be in the same house for 24 hours a day for a month. And
Yeah.
not meaning divorces, but meaning there's going to be all kinds of fallout afterwards of different kinds of mental issues from
Right.
how to
Right.
get back to normal again and what's
Yeah.
acceptable.
I, I get that. It was challenging for me too at first, but I think that once you get past the hurdles and you just accept that you're both going to be in the same house and you have to just, kind of have a new way of life, you just move on and deal with it. But I did read that, domestic abuse and child abuse, unfortunately, was way up. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, you get it. I mean, right? Like it's just, especially if somebody was abusive to begin with and you're stuck in the house with them all day, I mean, they're going to go crazy.
Yeah, no, I would imagine so. I don't know if you could see the feed, but I have inserted in our split screen a little view from my living room window of the sea, which is
I didn't. I don't know. I should go and check.
no. It's okay. It's just a calming view.
Oh, okay.
But it looks like we're so close, but yet so far away because we have to cross
Mhm.
oceans to be in studio together. But hopefully, 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 it sounds like Governor Cuomo here in New York and the president down in Washington are starting to put a lot more emphasis on reopening, coming back to
Mhm.
life. So it sounds like
Right.
we might be on course if we have, some stability in the growth of hospitalizations is going down and amount of people in
Mhm.
ICU is going down and the acceleration of new cases is slowing. So they're saying we might have just hit the apex and coming down. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
I'm remaining positive and very hopeful. I look forward to Cuomo's daily briefings, and this past week they've been very encouraging.
you know what? I don't. Did you see today?
I didn't see today.
You didn't. Well,
No.
yesterday Cuomo and a bunch of Northeast governors came out and formed a coalition, like a regional coalition of governors to share ideas on how to reopen and maybe buy resources together at the state
Right.
level. And El Presidente did not take that too kindly because, he said, hey, wait a minute, you're not in charge. I'm in charge. So there was a little spat, right?
Yeah, I did see yesterday, and I saw that whole thing, and it's tough. I mean, honestly, I don't envy any of them in the position that they're in. I said to myself that President Trump is probably going to have a heart attack at some point just because it's so insane.
Yeah, I know.
But
It's crazy. But
yeah,
Andrew
everybody's doing something.
Andrew Cuomo, in my view, did something really honorable today.
Okay.
Because Trump took a couple of really serious whacks at him on Twitter today, saying that, I have total control. Andrew begged me for respirators. I've given him everything. And, Cuomo could have laid a few licks out there. And he cited, a couple lines from a poem that he read in grammar school. And he said, someone so-and-so once said, what if they threw a war and no one showed up? And he said, that's how I'm looking at this situation. If the president is spoiling for a fight and wants a war, I'm not
Mhm.
showing up for it.
Right.
I'm extending my hand. The federal government's been a great partner, and if we're going to make some new rules on reopening it, I'm happy to participate and follow the lead. Um,
Right.
but I'm not looking for a fight. I'm looking to protect people. And I thought he really diffused something nicely.
Yes.
And that's probably a good sign for, us New Yorkers that a little cooperation and we can get back to work.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I was really discouraged about them announcing no school for the rest of the year. I was like, that's going to be very tough on a lot of people, including myself. But we'll get through it. We have no choice.
Well, if nothing else, all of us have mastered Skype and Zoom by now. So
Yes, exactly. We really have.
there is
It's been
a little more capability. And I told Nico that, I told my brother Derek too that I'm I'm starting a collection of the most bizarre backgrounds that people think are cool for television.
yeah.
Like yours is okay. It's like, you're in the office, you got some flowers there, the shades are down.
Like them?
Yeah, I'm saying they're real?
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. No, okay. I thought they were real. But
Nope.
some people are putting things on that are like, oh my God, what the hell were they thinking?
I know.
And I
I
think
know.
when this is all over, all of my favorite regular guests will make a little background, like the
Yeah.
size of a big piece of construction paper, that you could just hang on the wall and it'll be uniform looking liquid
Yeah.
lunch Skype
Very
guest, and
cool.
you know what I mean?
Well,
And then everyone's looking the
you can
same.
make your own virtual background. So that's what a lot of people are doing. And it's been really funny. I've seen a lot of jokes.
On Zoom, you
People
mean?
doing like a Tiger King background on like a conference call.
You mean
So
on
people
Zoom?
are making light.
You mean on Zoom? On Zoom,
On
you can.
Zoom,
On Zoom,
exactly.
they have
Yeah.
the virtual backgrounds, which are cool.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
but yeah, you gotta actually you know, the ones where you can put the virtuals, I think you have to pay for, and you have a pro edition, so everybody doesn't have the
Yeah.
pro and all this
Okay.
other stuff. So yeah, I'm just looking out for us right now.